All right, today we are doing lesson 2, order of operations. Okay, so we're going to start with some vocabulary. Evaluate means to find the value of. Okay, so we have that word value in the word, so you can think of it that way. A value means find the value. A numerical expression is a combination of numbers and operations. So an example would be 3 times 2 plus 4 minus 4 times 6. So it's numbers and it's operations, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Okay? Power is the product of multiplying a number by itself. Okay, so it's represented with a base number and an exponent. So in this example right here, 5 is the base and 2 is the exponent. So the base tells me which number is being multiplied. So 5 is being multiplied. And the exponent tells me how many times the base number is being multiplied. You can also think of the base as the bigger number, b base bigger. Okay, so the base is going to be bigger, the exponent is going to be smaller. There's different types of exponent forms. Okay, so the first one is standard form, or you might see that written as exponential form. Okay, so that's just written as a base with an exponent, 6 to the 8th power, or just like this example up here, 5 to the 2nd power, or 5 squared. Okay, and then there's expanded form, where you write the exponent as repeated multiplication. So it would be 5 times 5 times 5. So instead of 5 to the 3rd, which would be standard form, you would write it out as 5 times 5 times 5. Okay? Evaluate, again, means to find the value of. So if I wanted to find the value of 2 to the 3rd power, I would take that base number and I would multiply it by itself 3 times. So 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, make sure you're not just doing 2 times 3 because that's going to give you 6. If I do 2 times 2, that equals 4. And then if I multiply that by 2 again, 4 times 2 is going to equal 8. That is not the same thing as doing 2 times 3. Please use your calculator. Okay, so we're going to do some examples. Okay, it says answer the following questions. So we are going to write 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 in standard form. So remember, standard form looks like this. I know my base number is going to be 7 because that's the number being multiplied. My exponent is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 to the 6th power. Okay? Write 1/4 times 1/4 times 1/4 in standard form. So again, with a base number and an exponent, my base, my number being multiplied, is 1/4, and it's being multiplied 1, 2, 3 times. So I have 1/4 to the 3rd power. Write 8 to the 4th power in expanded form. So expanded form is like this. I'm going to take my base number 8, and I'm going to multiply it by itself 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 14 to the 3rd power. My base number is 14. I'm multiplying it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm evaluating, so it's telling me to find the value of, like I did right here. So I'm going to show my work that 3 to the 4th power is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And you may use a calculator to do this. Remember, we're not doing 3 times 4 equals 12, so 3 times 3 equals 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 74. Okay, so that is the value. Okay, evaluate 1/2 to the 3rd power. So again, I'm going to show my work. 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2. And I'm just multiplying these like I would multiply a regular fraction. So numerator times numerator times numerator. 1 times 1 times 1 equals 1. And then denominator times denominator times denominator. 2 times 2 equals 4 times 2 equals 8. So 1/8 would be the value. Now I'm going to evaluate 10 to the 4th power. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So that actually equals 10,000. Okay, so you can either type that in your calculator, do it in your head, or you might notice 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. My answer has 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. Okay, so that's a quick trick that works when you are finding the power of 10. Okay, go ahead and flip over. You have probably learned in elementary school the order of operations. So you've probably heard the phrase PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. It's a really good way to remember the order of operations, but there's a few things that kids get confused on. So we wrote it out for you, but we also gave you this cheat sheet that you can use. Okay, so P is perform the operation in the grouping symbol. So you'll usually see parentheses, P for parentheses. E, you're going to find the value of the powers or the exponents, so anything that looks like this. Multiplication and division go together, so you're multiplying and dividing in order from left to right. Okay, so it's a common misconception that multiplication always comes first. Sometimes division is going to come first if that's what's further to the left. Okay, and then addition and subtraction go together as well. You're going to add and subtract from left to right. So again, addition doesn't always come first. If subtraction comes first in the equation, or the expression, I'm sorry, you're going to subtract first. Okay? So everyone needs a highlighter for this part. We're going to do a few examples. Okay? And again, you're welcome to have your cheat sheet out, or you can use the table up here. Okay? So my first step is to check for parentheses. I have no parentheses. Exponents. I have no exponents. Multiplication and division, no multiplication and division. So I'm on to my last step of adding or subtracting. I'm going from left to right. In this case, subtraction comes first. Okay, so my first step is going to be 10 minus 2. Okay, so I'm going to write the answer to that right under here. Anything that's not highlighted, I'm just copying down as is. So plus 8. Okay, then obviously my next step, because there's only one operation left, is 8 plus 8, which equals 16. Okay, and then circle or box your final answer. Example 9, I have parentheses, addition, multiplication, subtraction. So what are we going to do first? We are going to solve what's in our parentheses first. So I'm going to highlight that because that's going to be our first step. Again, I'm solving this, I'm evaluating, so 4 plus 3 is 7. Everything else I'm copying down exactly as it is, times 5 and then minus 11. Okay, there's no exponents, so I'm moving on to multiplication and division. I have multiplication, so that is what I'm going to do next. Okay, so I have 7 times 5 equals 35. I'm going to copy this down, minus 11. And then that's my last step, 35 minus 11, which is 24. Okay? For our next problem, okay, so they're getting a little bit longer. I'm going to start at the top. My cheat sheet, so I'm looking for parentheses first. Okay? So parentheses, I have 9 minus 6. Okay, so again, it's easiest, I think, just to kind of go from where your highlighter is. So I'm just going to solve this, evaluate this right away. 9 minus 6 is 3. Okay, so I did this right away even though it's at the end. And now I'm just going to copy everything down exactly the same. 20 minus 4 plus 17 times 3. Okay, so I have no more parentheses left. I'm looking, I have no more exponents. I'm moving on to multiplication and division. I have multiplication right here, 17 times 3. Okay, so 17 times 3 is 51. So again, I'm just going to solve right there. Copy everything else exactly the same. 20 minus 4 plus 51. Okay, so now I'm just left with subtraction and addition. Do not make the mistake of doing addition first, because I'm going from left to right. Okay, when I only have addition and subtraction left, I'm just doing whichever one comes first in the problem. So I'm actually going to subtract 20 minus 4, which is 16, and then copy the rest down, plus 51, and then that would be my last step because it's my only operation left. 16 plus 51 is 67. Okay. Number 11, I don't have any parentheses, so I'm going to move on to exponents. Okay, I have 6 squared, or 6 to the second power. I would write down your work so you don't make the mistake of doing 6 times 2 equals 12. So I'm going to write 6 times 6 because it's 6 multiplied by itself 2 times. So 6 times 6 equals 36. Okay, so I'm going to copy that down here. Everything else exactly the same. 3 times 36 plus 14 divided by 7. Okay, no more exponents, so moving on to multiplication and division. I have both multiplication and division. Multiplication comes first, so that's what I am going to do first. So 3 times 36 equals 108. Everything else I'm copying down, plus 14 divided by 7. Okay, multiplication and division, I still have division. So 14 divided by 7 is 2, copying everything else down. My last step is addition, and that equals 110. Okay? All right, this last one is kind of tough before your U-try because it kind of combines 2 steps. In our order of operations, the P comes first, the parentheses. So I'm going to look at my parentheses, but I can't just do 8 squared minus 2. Within these parentheses, I'm kind of starting the order of operations over, okay? I have to figure out what 8 squared is, or 8 to the second power, before I actually evaluate what's in the parentheses, okay? So again, I'm going to show my work so I don't accidentally do 8 times 2. This is 8 times 8, and I'm going to check my work in my calculator again so I don't accidentally write 16, and that equals 64. Okay, so I'm going to copy this down, 5 plus, and I'm going to still put my parentheses because I haven't solved it yet, 64 minus 2 times 2. Okay, now I can actually perform the operation within my parentheses of subtraction, okay? So 64 minus 2 is 62, and now I can get rid of the parentheses. So I have 5 plus 62 times 2. Okay, so I'm done with my parentheses. I'm done with my exponent. Moving on to multiplication and division. I only have multiplication and addition left, so multiplication comes first. So I have 62 times 2, which equals 124, and then I'm copying down the 5, plus 124. My last step is my last operation left, which is addition. So 5 plus 124 is 129. Okay, go ahead and try the U-try.